morning. Excuse me. I have talked to the dog this morning, but that's about it. Ooh, wee. So, hi, my name is Dana, and welcome to Midlife Metamorphosis, weight loss surgery over 50. And this is just kind of a coffee talk, and hopefully some of you will find this and start attending so that we can help form a community and help support each other. Man, I'm sorry about my voice. I live in Texas on the Gulf Coast, and it's about to rain, and it's really, really humid. I think that's affecting my voice, so sorry about that. Anyway, I'd love to hear where you're from and whether you've had the surgery already or you're planning on it or you're just thinking about it. I am in the process of qualifying for it. I've done everything to my knowledge for the prerequisites. My surgery date is scheduled for May the 16th. And so we're getting, we're under a month now, and it's starting to feel real. I ended up having to do 12 nutrition appointments, and I had to do some tests. I had to do an echocardiogram, and I had to do a upper GI and a barium test and a psych eval in order to qualify for the for insurance to pay for my surgery. My BMI right now is it's a little over 35, so that's right there on the cutoff, and I actually am having to keep my weight up just to make sure that I do qualify. I have my pre-admission test on May the 10th, and I only have to do 1 week of liquid fasting before the surgery because the testing didn't say that I had fatty liver, which was surprising. I'm absolutely shocked by that, but anyway, so that's where I am with all of this. I'm really looking forward to getting on the road with my health. I am getting a little nervous about some of the things that I know that people have talked about in other videos that I've watched about the recovery process, the pain, the gas, the dumping. I don't know if you guys have heard about dumping, but it sounds like if you eat something that's too fatty or has too much sugar in it, then your stomach, it's just too much for your stomach, and it'll either go out the other end or it'll come back up. So the people that I know that have had the surgery have told me that that is a real thing. And so I am worried about that, but I figure hopefully it'll only take me one time to figure that out. And so anyway, I am 56, and I live in Texas, as I mentioned earlier. I have a daughter, and she's 30. She just turned 34. And so I lost my husband 6 years ago, and so I'm a widow. And I'm trying to get my health and my weight in order while I have this period of time between partners. I hope to have a companionship at least in the future. And so I have had it from time to time in this last 6 years, but right now I don't have anybody in my life. So one thing that's new is if you listen to my podcast or watch my YouTubes that I haven't talked about before, is I just started dancing lessons. So it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I used to be in dance, and I just enjoy it as a form of exercise. But there were just different things going on in my life. I run a meetup group, and if you don't know what meetup is, it is a website platform that it's a social media. Actually, it's a social media platform that allows you to form groups that are either kind of formed around a common interest. Like if you wanted to meet up and play chess with people in your area, you could form a meetup group around playing chess. Or if you wanted to, I know there's a lot of meetup groups that are around investing, real estate investments, crypto. But my group is a social group. And it's a social group for people over 50 in my area. It doesn't really matter what marital status you are, or whatever your status is, man, woman, single, widowed, gay, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you have to be over 50, and the events are all in my county, which is a pretty big county. There's almost 900,000 people in this county, and so there's a lot of things to do, a lot of places to go. So I've been so busy with that and building that. It's up to about 270 people right now. That and I I'm always trying to be creative about the things that we do, the places we go. And so, I just haven't had the energy to get involved with the dance. But this year my resolution was to kind of like pare back some of the things that I was doing with my meetup group and only do things that, that I wanted to do. By the way, I'm sorry about the fan in the background, but it's humid, and I just needed that breeze. If it bothers anybody, then I will turn it off. And also, I apologize for the green screen background in the back. This has been my my craft / painting room, but it's got a lot more room for me to do these videos. So I am moving everything over here. But in the meantime, behind that screen, it's kind of a big mess with all of my painting supplies. So I was embarrassed to show. So I figured it's better to have that green screen than to have you see all of that stuff. So anyway, I'll get it together. Hopefully you're here for the message and not to look at my messy room. So anyway, wherever you are, I hope you're having a good Sunday. And what else? So anyway, back to the dance lessons. I started off with taking salsa and swing, West Coast swing, and I'm just loving it. It's just so much fun, and I mean it's a workout. I broke a sweat both times, and so if you wear I don't have mine on right now, but if you have an exercise watch, like I wear an iWatch, or Apple Watch, whatever you call it, then make sure that you put the setting to workout and choose dance so that you get the credit for all of the steps and all of the heart rate that you're working on. That was one of the instructors, like, oh yeah, I always forget to turn my watch on to dance. I was like, yes, I need to remember to do that too. So anyway, I would be interested in hearing what you guys are planning on doing as far as exercise, and I know that that's going to be key to keeping the metabolism up, because once you restrict your caloric intake, as drastically as we are going to be, your metabolism after about 3 months, I don't know if you've heard of this 3-month stall, but it's not an uncommon phenomenon, is after about 3 months, then all of a sudden that all of that rapid weight loss that you've been experiencing kind of comes to a grinding halt or slows down quite a bit. And that's where the exercise, if you're exercising, that is going to help that, from what I understand. So, this is my plan, is to get into the dance, and not only for the exercise, but for the social component about it. I joined Arthur Murray. I mean, they have studios all over the world, and one thing I love about it is there's a party almost every day, and so you can take your lesson, and then you can either stick around or come back for the party. And that's where people of all levels that have been taking lessons or a part of the studio come in and practice their dance. And so the only way to get better is to do the practice. So, and it's, they usually have some sort of a theme around it, and I'm just looking forward to not having to do all of the planning. I mean, I love the planning and I'm really good at it, but just every once in a while I like to just kind of, you know, attend something. I don't know if you get me or not, but anyway, what else? I guess, well, there's nobody in the chat yet, so hopefully that's not always going to be the case, but in the meantime, I will just talk to you guys as if there's somebody here. And I am really looking forward to just feeling more comfortable with myself. I've had the weight on for about 11 years now, and it just feels so uncomfortable. I love to travel, and I just feel so uncomfortable sitting in a airplane seat. I just feel like I'm squished. I feel like I'm encroaching on somebody else's space, and I really just would like to, not feel like that. It makes me feel embarrassed, and I've not had to use the extender belt yet, but sometimes if somebody understands how airplane seatbelts work, please let me know, because it just seems like there's no consistency. Sometimes I fly on a plane. It can be with the same airline, because I pretty much just travel with United, since Houston, which is the major airport here, is a United hub, and I have all these United points. Even in the United planes, it just differs from plane to plane. Sometimes I'll have plenty of extra seatbelt left. Sometimes it gets right up to the edge, and I just don't understand what happens to seatbelts. I can't really tell that it's older planes have smaller seatbelts and newer planes have more, because we're all, getting bigger and bigger. I don't know. I haven't seen that pattern. So if you happen to run across this video and you know the answer to that question, I would love to hear it, because it just is crazy, and it just seems like there would be a standard, So anyway, I would love to, I went on a Mediterranean cruise. I retired from the oil and gas business last August, and I spent the last 3 months of last year just traveling around, having a good time, and I went to the Mediterranean. I went for 12 days. We went through Istanbul to Venice to Trieste, Italy, and cruised out of Trieste to Montenegro, 3 of the Greek islands, Corfu, Santorini, and Mykonos, and then back to Croatia. And it was fabulous. And I had been, trying to kind of get myself in shape in order to do all of the walking and climbing and all of that kind of stuff. And I was able to do that, but, there were times when it was a little bit more difficult than I feel like it should have been. And the other thing is that I felt like I saw people who were not that much older than me not able to participate in those excursions and see the sights. They just stayed on the boat, which I feel like was a real shame, because I don't understand going halfway across the world to stay on a boat. That's just me. Anyway, so I want to, get in better shape, get the weight off, so that my joints don't start breaking down. I do have a little bit of knee pain from time to time. I fell in 2021. Yeah, the end of 2021, October, and I tore my meniscus and had that surgery, and it healed really quickly, but I just feel like once you tear something like that, it's always going to be a little bit, what's the word? Weak. It's going to be sensitive. It'll be susceptible to other injury. So I just want to make sure that I don't have to have knee surgery. My mom's had to have one of her knees replaced, and she should have the other replaced. She's got a weight problem too, and that is. I'm hoping that I set an example for my daughter so that this is not a hereditary generational thing. So let me check YouTube and make sure there's not anybody. I don't know how to do this. This is my first one I'm doing through this software. Okay. So anyway, what else? So travel is a big thing to me. Like I said, dance. I mean, I want to be able to dance and do the dances. I mean, I had taken tango. Oh, it's been a long time ago. And I kind of didn't stick with it because I didn't have a partner, and the studio that I took it through, even though they said you don't need a partner, nobody who had a partner wanted to dance with me. So that always made me feel, like the odd man out, and I had to have an instructor dance with me. So, but I would love to be able to get to the point where I'm learning to do the tango. I just feel like it's such a sexy dance. And as a matter of fact, I'm looking here at a painting that I painted of a lady that is, well, this is actually flamenco, but anyway, I mean, it's the same kind of thing. I would love to do flamenco or tango, but yeah. Anyway, love her. And what else? So I'm going to stand up and show you guys, what I look like so that we can have... So right now I weigh like 220 pounds. And I wear about a U.S. size 16 to 18 in most things. And I've never been a small person. I lost a bunch of weight in 2004 doing low carb and got down to maybe 139, but I still wore like a size 10 because, I'm very buxom, as they say, and I have curvy hips, and so I'll never be a tiny person. One time after I had my daughter, I actually got down to 120, and that didn't look good on me. I looked like boobs on a stick. It was just not right. So anyway, I have a whole video and a podcast out there. If you guys would please join my podcast or my YouTube video, it would help me to get the word out to other people. But one of the videos is about setting a realistic weight loss goal, and I share a clip of a video from a bariatric doctor out of San Antonio, Texas, and his name is Dr. John Pilcher, and he's with Sage Bariatric, and he goes into why your realistic weight loss goal is not necessarily what the ultimate weight loss goal is according to those charts, the BMI charts or whatever. I know the BMI charts for me, I think I am supposed to be somewhere around like 120 to 137, and that's like a normal weight, I guess. And so Dr. Pilcher goes into what I had not heard this from anybody else, so maybe it's more commonplace than I know about, but he was saying that if you carry around your weight for a good amount of time, you develop extra structure, is what he called it, and that's bone, muscle, organ size to accommodate the weight. And so that doesn't all just kind of go away when you lose the weight. So he was saying that take that chart weight, and probably another 20 pounds on top of that is a realistic weight loss goal. So, I mean, my first goal, hopefully I'm not talking too fast. I am nervous, so I'm going to tend to do that. My first goal would be to get to 170. And I have talked about this in my previous videos, that 170, 170 used to be the DEFCON. I think everybody gets it backwards. I mean, everybody used to say, like, or people say DEFCON 5, but I believe that it's actually the reverse, where if DEFCON 1 is like, you know, Anyway, 170 was the panic point for me. Whenever I would get to 170, I would internally have a mechanism that said, okay, it's Dana, it's time to rein this in. And I would do whatever to get back down to like 150, 155. And so that's my first goal. I mean, I guess my first goal is to get under 200. Being over 200 mentally has been it's been so bad for me. My 6'2" dad weighs like 170 pounds, and it just, I don't know. It's just something to feel like you weigh way more than a man. It makes you feel kind of unfeminine. Sorry. Anyway, so the first goal, and I think that I'll get there pretty quickly, because I'm actually having to keep my weight up right now. Having to keep my weight up to qualify, to keep it over 35 to have the surgery. And so once I start that 1 week liquid only fast, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll start dropping the weight, and then I would imagine that I'll be under 200. And woo! I don't know if you heard that, but that was thunder. So hopefully I'll be under 200 within the first month. That would be awesome. My birthday is in November, which is 6 months out from. It's actually almost exactly. So my birthday is November 15th, and my surgery is May the 16th. So it's 1 day away from 6 months exactly to my birthday, and so I am hoping to see at least 170 or 160 by my birthday. That would be awesome. So let me know what your goals are. If you've already had the surgery, tell me about your experience on how much you lost and how quickly, and what you thought about it. Doing my hair this morning, I've got a ton of hair, and yesterday I was watching a video from a lady, and she said, from what she understands, just about everybody loses hair, because of the nutrition and because you're losing weight so fast. Even my hairdresser, who's had the surgery, she said, yeah, she said she lost hair, and so, we're going to do some stuff to my hair to minimize that, and to make it a lot easier to manage. But I'm just really fortunate that I have a ton of hair to begin with, so that when I do lose the hair, it's not going to be nearly as much of a big issue but I hope, I have not heard this, but I hope that it's not going to come out in clumps, where you can see a bald spot in your hair. It sounds like it kind of comes out, just in your hands, like you would if I always call it March and November. I always call my molting seasons, and that's when, when spring comes around and fall comes around, I start losing hair in the shower, and you can see it in the sink in the shower. And when my husband was alive, he would say, "Oh, it's molting season, I see." So, so I'm used to losing some hair, but I'm just kind of, I'll be curious to know, what that's going to look like. And so if you have had that experience, if you wouldn't mind sharing that with me, and then, hey, Fonzie, come here. My dog Fonzie's here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Fonzie, look over here. What is it? What is it? All right. Do you need to go outside? You need to go outside? Well, sorry, there's nobody here, so I'm going to go let him out. Come on, let's go. Okay, sorry about that. I should have let him out ahead of time, but yeah, and it started sprinkling out there, some lightning. So anyhow, I did start this channel with people over 50 in mind, but it's not, I welcome all. It's just that there are some things about being over a certain age, especially if you're post-menopause, that I feel like are different than just somebody who's in their 30s or 40s. For one, I mean, dealing with this, I don't, I just wonder if it's going to get worse when I lose weight. I mean, I don't have that much weight in my face, but we'll see how that works. And also, they used to call it the secretary spread or the middle-aged spread, where you lose your waist, and that's been one of the toughest things for me. Is I always had big hips and thighs, but I had a tiny waist. And then when I about 45, all of a sudden my waist expanded. I got this weight around the middle, this gut that I had never had. I always had a flat stomach, and I've seen pictures of me from the back, and I used to have really kind of short wedged hair, and I mean I thought it was a man, and it just crushes me to not feel feminine anymore, and so I really want to get that back, and so anyway, I mean I'm not saying that people that aren't over 50 don't experience some of that too. It's just that it's more, kind of the way that things work whenever you get to being over 45, 50. So anyway, well, it's almost 30 minutes and nobody's here, so I'm going to keep doing these. And hopefully my channel will catch on, and we can catch up with each other and share with each other to see how we can support each other, because I know that I'm going to need it. I am a very supportive person. I've always been the one to support my friends and family. So I get a lot out of it, and I hope I can figure out how I can help you. So anyway, for right now, I'm gonna just say goodbye. This